Good morning and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And a good morning to you. It is Monday morning. It is that V Day today in Rhode Island. It's August 10th. I'm Joe Callahan. Thanks for joining us. We're live on this Monday morning. Charlie Baldelli is here, former mayor of the city of Woonsocket. Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning, Joe.
We were Charlie was a little disappointed. We couldn't get him his coconut donuts.
Oh, yeah.
They're out of coconuts at Dunkin' Donuts.
They ran out of coconuts.
They ran out of coconuts.
No coconut encrusted jelly stick this morning.
Where's that blueberry muffin?
Yeah.
It was delicious.
It's in the oven back home in Romeo's Berthium's.
My wife
domicile.
knows that. It'll go to her head.
There's Romeo Berthium. Good morning, Romeo.
Good morning. How are you?
Not bad.
Happy
Not bad.
Victory Day.
Thank you. Same to you.
You too, Charlie.
Thank you, Romeo.
The only state that commemorates this holiday.
Still.
Right?
That is true.
Because we need to have a holiday in August, and this is good.
Yeah.
Why not this?
Hey, why not? It used to be VJ Day. Victory
It
over
always will
Japan.
be, in my estimation.
And it was always on August 14th, which is later this week, but now it's second Monday in
today
August.
is the 10th, I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Today's the 10th.
75 years ago. 1945.
Yes, 75 years
It was
ago.
all brought about by the bombing of
right,
two
Hiroshima
Japanese.
and Nagasaki.
Very
One of the
good.
two.
Wow, that's good, Charlie.
was
Nagasaki yesterday.
Yeah, which one was the first one?
Hiroshima.
And then Nagasaki.
Was
Nagasaki.
2 days later, right?
Yeah.
3 days
3 days
later.
later.
Yeah.
Now the younger people today, and I'm part of the group
You're
because it
one
was
of them.
75 years ago.
Hey,
well,
you're one of
they
them.
always say, well, we shouldn't be celebrating this because the United States, and I love how they put this, the United States murdered all those Japanese people. And I can't imagine Harry Truman making this decision.
It had to be.
How gut-wrenching would this be? Do I drop this bomb or do I send in the troops? Now, if I send in the troops, how many of them are going to die?
Of all the...
It would have been an incredible massacre.
Absolutely. Of all the presidents, Harry Truman has to be up there with Abraham Lincoln as far as making a tough decision. Lincoln
Absolutely.
had to decide to begin the Civil War by sending in troops after the firing of Fort Sumter, which eventually led to the death of millions of Americans, the Civil War. And then, of course, the dropping of the A-bomb in 1945.
Well, you balance that between dropping the bomb and saving countless thousands
There
of
you go.
American lives.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely, and also ending the war.
And
But there are theories that the A-bomb was used to intimidate the Russians because the Cold War started right after World War II, and the Russians joined the war effort right after the dropping of the bomb on Hiroshima. They waited until the first bomb was dropped. Then they joined the war in Japan, and following the war, they wanted all these demands. Oh, we helped you, for 3 or 4 days.
how close did the Nazis come from developing an atom bomb? That was very close.
Pretty close, yeah.
And you have to thank God that we beat them to it, because there's no doubt in my mind that Hitler would have used that bomb against us.
Oh, absolutely.
Of course he would have.
Well, he probably would have dropped it on England first.
Yeah.
All right. More of this is coming up. Almost forgotten. Our first segment sponsor, Coffee Ann, is Windermere Woods.
Windermere Woods, located at 1044 Menden Road in Woonsocket. Windermere Woods, 401-762-4226, and also on the web at windermerewoods.com. Live at Windermere Woods in a nice atmosphere that provides caring, security, and comfort. Once you move in, you'll want to stay at Windermere Woods for many years and be happy. It's a comfortable place to live and meet new people, enjoy regular meals, and get peace of mind. Windermere Woods is a small community with a nice, friendly atmosphere, and Windermere Woods is affordable. Windermere Woods offers such programs as housekeeping services, transportation to doctor's appointments, and to shopping. Windermere Woods is a very secure facility, 24/7 staffing. Someone's there day and night. They provide social entertainment activities and invite you to come by and visit. Windermere Woods, 1044 Minden Road, Woonsocket, 401 762-4226. Windermere Woods.
And it's Coffee and on ON Radio. Joe Callahan here with Charlie Baldelli and Romeo Vertu. Now, let me ask Romeo, since you're the history person.
Yeah.
Let's see if I get this right. So, America drops the bomb on Hiroshima.
August 6th.
Did we not tell the Japanese forces or the government we're dropping another one?
I think
And they said we double dog dare you, and so we did. And so did we not say there's a third one coming if you don't surrender?
Yeah, I think there would have been, and I believe that the Japanese probably thought we were bluffing, and then when we did Hiroshima, and they still thought about it.
They won't have another one. And then we did.
It did effectively end the war.
Yeah.
But there's a revisionist history on this whole thing that they did it again to intimidate the Russians and to take over as the leader of the free world, of the world, so to speak. And we did for a while, and then it was the Cold War in the 50s, and now you wonder what the situation is. But it's 75.
So how come then, Romeo, Truman is not relegated to the top echelon, like up there with Lincoln and Washington?
Well, I think every century, I don't know if you'll agree with me, has what they call a great president. I mean, every historian has his own opinion.
Yeah.
The 18th century would have been, of course, Washington. He was the first one. The 19th would have been Lincoln for sure. And the 20th, I think, is FDR, Franklin D. Roosevelt. But, in fact, in the year 2000, there was a debate with Time magazine as to who to name as the man of the century. And Roosevelt came out second. You know who came out first? Albert Einstein.
Really?
Yeah.
So I want you. Do you ever wonder?
So the answer to your question is
maybe
Truman. Truman is now considered a near great president.
Is he?
Yes, he is.
Just takes time.
He was extremely unpopular during his tenure as president. Almost lost the election of 1948. Remember that famous headline? Dewey defeats Truman. He's holding this up with a big smile. The Chicago Tribune, I think it was. They wanted the scoop.
Yeah.
We in the news business know certainly what that means, but that was a big mistake.
Would FDR have used the bomb?
I believe he would have. I think he knew all about it.
Well, it was in process.
It started in the late 30s before we even got involved in World War II. When it was raging in Europe. Yeah.
There's a line that I read years ago. It said Thomas Dewey proved that you can't elect a president that has a mustache. Now think about that. Well, I thought about that. I said, you know what?
That's
right.
Because a mustache looked sinister back then.
In this era, but back in the 19th century,
well, they had beards and all.
Yeah,
it was just a mustache.
They had those good mutton chops on the side.
Yeah.
That was a status symbol, right?
It was. It was the style. Good point, Charlie.
All right. So today, Victory Day in Rhode Island. All right.
Yeah.
So, Charlie, Red Sox.
Wow.
I'm wrong, Romeo. Can you believe I'm wrong? I said, watch out. The Red Sox are going to go 5-15.
And you're admitting this.
Well, they've got 6 victories, so they can't go 5-15.
Right, so you were almost right.
You are the world's greatest prognosticator.
I am so close. They're 6-10. 6-10, I think. All right. However, and the Yankees are running away with it already.
Right.
So the Yankees are going to win. But you know what? We're a game and a half out of the second playoff spot, and we're so lousy, and we're a game and a half out, and we're starting to turn it a very little. Verdugo is playing great, and Pilar is playing great, and Xander Bogaerts is playing great, and Mitch Moreland's playing great, and Vasquez is playing great, and then we got a few other issues.
Well,
so those guys are hitting mostly every day. And playing great defense too. So it's not out of the realm of possibility to get into second place.
Well,
which is what we got to shoot for.
What do you think, Charlie?
Well, in the Baldelli family, may I say that the Minnesota Twins are 10-4 and first place and running away in their division.
In the Central.
The Red Sox becomes secondary choice in our family.
That's excellent.
Right, Minnesota's first with us.
I was just going to say, just remember 1967, Joe. The impossible.
It's a little hard for me to remember, but okay.
Well, you know the history. How old were you back then?
1.
Okay, but I'm sure you heard a lot.
I heard all about it.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Impossible Dream. Yes.
The Impossible Dream, and I think it was a lousy season until maybe September.
It's
and then
it's
things
called
started-
the Impossible Dream because
Yeah.
they were expected to be lousy.
Exactly.
And they were great.
Yeah.
This is what we were expected to
To
do
be-
well,
and we're lousy.
and we're being lousy.
Just the opposite.
So maybe you know,
But you never know.
you don't.
And in a shortened baseball season, I think anything can happen.
But
if they finish the season.
Charlie was asking. That's right. Charlie was asking me off air, about Andrew Benintendi, and 2-29, right? He's got
Right.
2 hits, 29
And
is a
one
bat.
is a bunt.
One's a bunt.
Oh,
I
my
saw,
God.
and I saw the bunt.
That's not good.
Saw the bunt.
I did see. I didn't see his hit. Well, it was tough to see if you weren't watching every single game.
Yeah.
But I was telling Charlie when he swings and strikes out, Romeo, he's dropping down to one knee. I'm like, not one. And I played a lot of baseball.
Yeah, I
Not
can
one
tell.
coach said
Yeah.
when you swing the bat, drop to your knee. And I don't know why the batting coach isn't like wringing his neck. What are you doing?
Maybe he's trying to make a political statement.
No, that's for before the
think-
game.
Neil, I got that, Romeo. I caught it.
I know you did.
Well,
Yeah, you're
there were
sharp.
no political statements during the game. All right.
Understood.
So I don't know what's going on with him.
Well, I don't think he's going to. I don't think he's going to be with the Red Sox next year.
Well, then I don't know. I don't know what his contract is.
You know what, Joe? When you're patrolling left field, that's a sacred spot in a Red Sox lineup. And Ted
Yeah.
Williams and
Yeah.
Kyle Yastrzemski and Jim Rice, Manny Ramirez.
Oh, wow. This guy knows his
Tremendous
baseball.
hitters.
Yeah.
And you got a kid that's supposed to be a phenomenon.
And he's not.
He's not. And he's
But
not.
it's only this year. He's been very good the last couple of years,
Well,
and unfortunately, he stumbled out of the blocks. I think sit him down, or even send him down to Pawtucket. Go down and hit baseballs down at McCoy for a week or so, and see if that can straighten you out. But every time he's in the lineup, I just cringe. Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
And then every time he comes up in a must hit situation, oh no! Well, maybe this will be the time he gets a hit. I did see him hit one hard yesterday. But it went right to the second baseman, hit into a double play.
He's having a rough start.
Yeah.
That's
Rough,
all.
I
Rough
guess.
start.
So, and Devers is doing, although Devers hit a home run yesterday, he's having a rough start, and J.D. Martinez hasn't hit a home run yet. I don't know what's going on, and we're still only a game and a half out of the playoffs.
And how many games have we played so far?
20.
20
No,
games.
15. What
Wow.
are we? We're 6 and 10.
And
16
no,
games.
And no home runs yet.
None.
For
Yes,
Martinez.
I can't, it's amazing. I don't know what's going on there. So, all right, they start up a 4-game series with the Rays tonight, and we'll see where things go from there. So, anyway,
Yeah.
and people are worried about the Bruins. I'm not worried about the Bruins. They've moved on. They start their next best of 7 against the Carolina Hurricanes. I believe it's going to start on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Yesterday's game, which was a loss, turned into a glorified exhibition game.
Yeah.
Which basically they said, it really doesn't matter if we're the 3rd seed or the 4th seed, or first and second. I think that was their mentality. It doesn't really matter because we're gonna play another best of 7 series against somebody, and whoever that somebody is, they're gonna be good. So it doesn't matter because we're not playing in Boston. So it doesn't matter where we fall. So now
Right.
go out there and play, and don't get hurt.
Yeah.
If Ovechkin's gonna line up one of his major slap shots, get out of the way.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Don't be a hero.
Good advice.
And try to stop it.
Yeah.
Let the goalie stop it. That's his job. So, and they did. They went out, and nobody got hurt.
That's good.
Okay. Mission accomplished. Will practice today, and we take on the Hurricanes
And play
on
tomorrow,
Tuesday night,
right.
and we've got to come
Sure.
out of the gates and flying and
Yeah.
and see what happens then. So
And what about the Dome in Orlando? The Celtics did
Celtics
well
are- Celtics are
on
playing
Friday
great.
night. They did really good.
They
Yeah.
won last night too.
They did. Okay.
So they got a few more games before their playoffs start.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'll worry about them when the playoffs start.
Yeah.
So.
But it all boils down to one thing, though, Joe.
Money?
Charlie, no? Well, yeah, that too. It's not the money, it's the money, but it's only a game. I'll just say it again, no matter what happens. But,
No, it's life or death, Roman. No, I know it's only a game, but
well, unless...
That's a very significant quote.
Well,
it is only a game.
It's only a game. It's all in the game. Remember that
It's
song
all in
by
the
Tommy
game.
Edwards? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
well, that's where things stand
Yeah,
with
yeah.
our players, and
Yeah,
will Major League Baseball continue? I don't know. they had one of the things they didn't want to have happen yesterday between the Oakland A's and the Houston Astros. They had a bench clearing brawl.
Oh, yeah.
And the Major League Baseball came out and said, we don't want any fighting at all.
No, because of physical contact.
That's right.
Yeah,
and now
sure.
both benches and both bullpens empty.
Well,
because players are still mad at the Astros. And they're throwing
oh,
out.
yeah, because of
the cheating.
Right.
And so they're extremely upset with them, and it's just going to keep happening. So
Was it justified in firing Alex Cora, because of that?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the mastermind behind the
That's right.
Houston.
So
I mean, not in Boston necessarily, but in Houston, yeah.
He was
he was
was?
the
and
he planned the whole thing.
and in Boston too.
A little bit, yeah,
Yeah.
or a lot.
Well, he tried to do the same thing. Now,
It's too bad because he's a good manager.
Yeah.
But watch, he'll be back.
Ah,
He's young enough.
yeah.
And one of the rumors is, hey, Renicky, hold this job until, I don't know, whenever Cora's suspension is over, and then we're bringing Cora back, and you're going to be relegated back to the bench coach.
Could be. You mean Cora will come back to Boston, you think?
Yes.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
There seems to be a fraternity
Wow.
among managers
Well,
and
sure.
coaches.
Yeah.
They keep recycling them.
Yeah.
Well, it's
Nobody ever gets out of the job or
Sure.
quit, fired, or anything.
What
They
do-
keep, well, we're going to send you,
Yeah.
Romeo. Well,
Because-
you had a disastrous year managing,
Yeah.
but you're going to go to Oakland and you're
Yeah,
going
yeah,
to be
yeah.
something
Yeah,
else.
or Baltimore.
So it's like a fraternity.
Yeah,
They take care of
keep coming
it.
around. And you know why they'll bring Cora back? Now talk about political. Ready? He's Latino.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And how many Latino managers are there?
That could be.
There are not many. I can't think of another one right now.
What do Cora and Baldelli, not you, Charlie, your grandnephew, have in common?
But
What do
they
they have?
have.
They're
Not
young.
that, well, yeah, but I mean something positive now, nothing
No,
negative.
They're both managers of
Well,
the year.
yeah, I believe in Cora's tenure as manager of the Red Sox, he was a rookie manager who became manager of the year. Am I right?
Yeah.
And Baldelli did the same thing, didn't
Right.
he? So they both have that in another year. So I think
Quite
they
a
have
distinction, isn't it?
but that's it. I mean, Baldelli wasn't involved in any of this stuff. This
I guess he'll be in
Yeah.
baseball the rest of his life.
who's this? Baldelli?
Rocco?
Oh, sure.
Oh, my
Why-
God.
why not?
You'd be part of that fraternity.
Oh, he should be.
All right, we're going to take a break on the Coffee and program, and this segment is sponsored by Windermere Woods.
Windermere Woods, located at 1044 Menden Road in Woonsocket. Windermere Woods, 401-762-4226, and also on the web at windermerewoods.com. Live at Windermere Woods in a nice atmosphere that provides caring, security, and comfort. Once you move in, you'll want to stay at Windermere Woods for many years and be happy. It's a comfortable place to live and meet new people, enjoy regular meals, and get peace of mind. Windermere Woods is a small community with a nice, friendly atmosphere, and Windermere Woods is affordable. Windermere Woods offers such programs as housekeeping services, transportation to doctor's appointments, and to shopping. Windermere Woods is a very secure facility, 24/7 staffing. Someone's there day and night. They provide social entertainment activities and invite you to come by and visit. Windermere Woods, 1044 Menden Road, Woonsocket, 401-762-4226. Windermere Woods.
When you walk into George's restaurant, you see two separate billboards with daily specials, and that's because they feature so much variety every day. How about a barbecue cheddar burger with sautéed onions and hand-cut fries, or a tuna bacon tomato mozzarella wrap with fries? On the other board, you'll see several breakfast specials, including George's Sausage Deluxe Omelet with hot Italian sausage, peppers, tomatoes, and mushrooms, or a peanut butter chip pancake. It's a treat every time. George's, 793 Harris Avenue, Woonsocket. Takeouts welcome.
Call George's Restaurant at 769-1036 for takeout.
I'm here with Kara Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency. Kara, what can you tell me about the insurance industry?
The industry changes so frequently due to many different factors, things like increased weather-related storms, the invention of smartphones and social media, which increase the amount of distracted drivers, even the cost of cars. Today, people are buying $30,000, $40,000, even $50,000 cars with every kind of option you can think of. All these things impact the insurance industry, and it's important to keep current.
You're in good hands with Allstate and Kara and Celeste Benjamin of the Benjamin Insurance Agency, 125 Eddie Dowling Highway, across from Dowling Village in North Smithfield, 765-5000.
Our business is truly a referral business, and we have built it based on our premier service level and commitment to what we do. If you are looking for personalized service with people who care, that would be us.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee in Pawtucket. They're a 62-year-old family business that roasts all its coffee right here in Rhode Island. Founded originally as Excellent Coffee Company, they provide great coffee to food service establishments throughout New England.
We're local and live at 99.5.
All right, Coffee and on ON Radio. Joe Callahan here with Charlie Baldelli, Romeo Berthium. Dave Richards has joined us as well. Say
I
hi.
have.
Yes, you are.
Hello there.
And we have a guest
Lovely
on the,
day.
We have a guest on the telephone. I understand he's the police chief in Sturgis, South Dakota.
No,
Is he?
wait a
Oh,
minute.
good for him.
I got to set this up for everybody.
How you doing, Chief?
It was a memory lapse I had last week, and we were talking about Sturgis, and I says, I know it's the police chief at Sturgis, and who's that? Oh yeah, that's the former high sheriff of Providence County, Rainey Lafayette. I said it on the air. Boy, was I wrong. It's Tim Ryan, the former police chief in Millville, went out to Sturgis, right? Is that you, Rainey?
It is, Dave. Good morning, everyone. Actually, Tim Ryan did not go to Sturgis,
Right.
but he was in a community, I believe, in South Dakota.
Oh, so it wasn't Sturgis.
No.
It was not Sturgis. So the fake news is just compounded left and right.
It's not fake news unless you know you're making it up.
Well, before I go any further, I just have to take a moment and remember the life and the contributions of an absolute outstanding citizen of Woonsocket, one who really wrote so much of the city's contemporary history, and that's Al Brean. I was saddened, as I'm sure the panel was, to hear of his passing, and to his family. I know his children, John and Darlene. I extend my sympathy, and I know that there are many people in Woonsocket whose lives are much better thanks to Al Brean.
You forgot Jennifer, Rainey.
Oh, and Jennifer, sorry. Thanks very much.
Well, if you're
Dave.
going to give me the business on a lapse in memory, then I might as well do the same.
There we go. So anyway, yes, last Friday, I had received a call immediately from actually several of your listeners, and they said, "Oh my God, what is it like to be the police chief in Sturgis?" I said, "I don't know." But that's okay. So, yes, the 2020 motorcycle rally is actually the 80th Black Hills Motor Rally in Sturgis, and that's going to run through August 16th.
Maybe.
Should be interesting to see how in fact, that turns out. I noted with great appreciation that you have two good friends on the panel this morning, Charlie Baldelli. Charlie, how are you, Your Honor?
I feel great, Rainey, and it's
I
great
know
to
you
listen
do.
to
You're not a couch potato. You're a hot potato.
You got it. You got it. I'm a hot
Original
potato.
rocket from Woonsocket. Remember those days, Charlie?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, Steve Cass sends his best. Listen, and of
Steve
course,
Cass.
and of course, my dear friend Romeo G. Berthium. Romeo, you're like a fine wine. You improve with age.
And turns to vinegar after a while.
How you doing? How you doing,
I
Sheriff?
didn't want to say that, but no. Romeo is never sour. Dour, but never sour.
Now, did you have Rainey as a student?
Rainey was one of my students, right, Rainey? You remember those days?
I was Romeo these many years ago.
I was telling the story right before. I know Dave wants to get going, but when you were a student and you were in model legislature, you were vying for the speakership of the House with now Congressman Dave Cicilline. Do you remember that?
I most certainly do.
And
I have the scars to prove it.
the scars.
Was Dave formidable back then?
Yeah, he was.
He was.
So was Rainey.
As a matter of fact, a little known point of trivia in 1978.
1900.
Dave Cicilline and I represented the state of Rhode Island and Providence. I'm sorry, that's been dropped.
Oh, no, you can say it. We're not voting for the change here.
You're talking about Boys State, right? Boys Nation.
And we represented the state of Rhode Island at Boys Nation in Washington, D.C.
Sure.
Well,
I remember those days very well.
Following in the footsteps of Bill Clinton. Only as far as going to Boys Nation. But anyway, yes, so I was the senior senator, and David was the junior senator,
That's
and
right.
the rest, as they say, is history. In any event, Dave, I had mentioned to you on Friday that this is actually, Dave, a meeting of the St. Louis, St. Louis Parish reunion. Because, of course, Charlie and Romeo and I all belonged to St. Louis Parish.
That's true.
Those, in fact, are halcyon days going back to Father Norman Meunier and Noel Pinsent.
A name from the past.
Yeah.
But I think that he was under the tutelage of the one and only Omer Lamonte, who was a great organist in the city. But in any event, here we go, and I'm working without notes, as you used to say, Romeo. No, just
Romeo never has notes.
Sturgis. So I've never been to Sturgis. I've never been to South Dakota. I think the furthest west I've gone is Thompson, Connecticut. I've gone squirrel hunting there once. And
did you take in the races when you were there?
Squirrel hunting.
Exactly, but no. So in any event, my dear friend Peter Michael Pedersen, mentor, friend, patriot, had called me. He said, they're talking about you on the radio. I said, well, what's new? But here we go. No, my wife and I are living in north central Worcester County. We are at an undisclosed location as a result of the Social Point Witness Protection Program. But for the sake of your listeners, the last time and first time that I was on a Harley was in 1967 when Lieutenant Wally Berard of the Woonsocket Police Department had invited me to climb on board his Harley three-wheeler, and he had given me a ride down Main Street. But besides that...
Was it a choice, or did he just say, get on the motorcycle?
Kid.
There we go. Well, I'll tell you, Wally was no one to cross, that is for sure.
Oh, I know. But, I've had a few run-ins with him before, trying to make deliveries on Main Street.
Oh, all right. Well, he certainly was quite the individual, and what a great memory he is. But anyhow, so that's that. Romeo, a quick footnote as far as this being Victory Day. Was there or was there not no third bomb?
Was there what?
So, there was no third bomb to be dropped on Japan.
There was no third bomb ready, but of course we could have made one.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
And because local, as Ray Bacon used to always say, local history is national history somewhere.
Yes.
I believe from Woonsocket history, the Taft Pierce manufacturing company also played a role in this as far as the firing pin.
Really?
I don't know if that's speculation or not, but I remember Ray saying that.
Yeah, you might be onto something. I really don't remember, but I'm sure you're right.
No, thank you. Charlie,
we'll defer to your better knowledge.
Yes.
Well,
yes, Rainey.
It's an honor and a privilege. I'll say no more. Charlie, every time
He'll say no more?
Every time I see a hearing at the State House in Providence, I cannot help but think, and I won't go into specifics. You know what I'm going to be referencing. I cannot help but think that great hearing in the House Finance Committee. There were TV cameras and radio reporters and print reporters, and you remember you had a great witness from from the City on the Move, and he referenced you by way of introduction. You remember that, Charlie?
I remember him saying to the chairman, and I'm here with Representative Bald Eagle.
Yes, sir. Oh, my gosh.
Who's got a full head of hair, by the way.
Every time
Looks
I comb
great.
the 5 hairs on my head, I think of that, and I can't help but chuckle.
That's right.
Now, there's a bald eagle right there.
Yeah, that's right.
He was a bit nervous.
I guess so.
No, I guess.
Rainey always wore his hat when he was in uniform.
Indeed,
For a
but
reason.
you know, it's interesting as you're talking about the greatest president, because, and we go back and forth, is it Lincoln, is it Roosevelt? Woodrow Wilson, of course, talk about revisionist history. He has plummeted appropriately, being the racist dog that he was.
He was.
But in any event,
It's
I
definitely
can't help-
Herbert Hoover. You
No,
see
no,
the
no,
size
please.
of that guy? You talk about the greatest
No,
president.
here we go again.
William
Dave,
Howard Taft.
Dave. No, it was not Hoover. Hoover was.
Well, Hoover
the
was
only
the first one to have a telephone on his desk and look like it was doing something.
Well, thank you very much. Of course, Hoover was an abject failure.
It's his birthday today. I'm trying to give the guy creds.
Really?
But known in Europe as the savior of Belgium, because during World War I, he actually had led great humanitarian efforts, and he had saved that country almost single-handedly. But I'll leave you with this, gentlemen. Truly, our greatest president, in my mind, is one who has local roots to Uxbridge, and that, of course, would be William Howard Taft. William Howard Taft tipping the scales at over 300 pounds.
Greatest
Was
president.
truly a heavyweight.
Yeah.
And of course, if I'm not mistaken, he was the individual who got stuck in the bathtub in the
That's
White
right.
House.
He did.
He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
Right?
Great claim to
I
fame.
think, there we go. Well, anyway.
I guess you got to get
everything
stuck in a bathtub to be great. Charlie, get on it.
There we are. It's great talking to you. It's great listening to you. It's even better doing both from a distance. But
I love this guy. Have him on every week, will you?
Yeah.
But be
Come
that
on
as
down.
it may, no.
Yeah.
I have to tell you, I have been now for almost 14 years part of the second oldest profession. I'm a teacher, and it is great. I recognize and I understand certainly what you enjoyed every day of your career, Romeo, and my friend Peter Edison, my friend George Ziziadis, they as well every day. Martin Crowley, Ray Bacon, Bill Rogers, of course, great names, great teachers, great influences on me. And that's, of course, to see the hope of our future, the hope of America, where we're facing tough times, we're facing a lot of challenges, but I think that our best days truly do lie ahead. I believe in American exceptionalism. I'm not apologetic in the least, and I think that my role as a teacher is not just to tend the lamp of knowledge, but to keep the flame of love of country burning bright. Gentlemen, have a great day. It was great talking to you all.
Thank you very much, Rainey. Take care.
All right,
Good
sir.
talking to you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks,
Rainey
Rainey.
Lafayette, everybody. Colorful personality. Thanks for your time on the show.
And not the police chief of Sturgis, South Dakota.
Not the police chief in Sturgis, South
All right.
Dakota. I'm going to eat that one for a while.
We're going to take a break now on the Coffee and program and bring the weather forecast, which is being brought to you by Staples Stores. Today, a mostly sunny day with a high temperature near 92. Tonight, partly cloudy, low around 70. Thursday, mostly sunny, high near 92. Tuesday night, partly cloudy, low 71. Wednesday, partly sunny, high near 90. Thursday, mostly cloudy. There is a chance of showers on Thursday with a high near 84. Currently outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street, we have sunny skies and 80 degrees. Staples helps your business go big with everything you need at amazing prices, from office essentials like paper and ink to health essentials like masks and sanitizers. Save big
at Staples.
The natives are here at Old Orchard Farm, so get ready for good eating all summer long. Enjoy native sweet corn, tomatoes, green beans, squash, strawberries, rhubarb, and much more. Be innovative and create your own salads. Include strawberries, blueberries, and cantaloupe with your breakfast cereal. Or how about making stuffed tomatoes with your favorite salads? So stop in often and eat healthy. Old Orchard Farm on Old River Road, Manville, a little bit of country near the city. They also carry fresh farm eggs and Rhode Island honey.
We've unlocked the vaults and we're replaying Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 80s. This week is from August 6th, 1983. That's when the Fix were saved by zero. Taco was putting on the Ritz. Men Without Hats did the safety dance. And Eurythmics made some sweet dreams. You'll hear those songs, all the top 40 hits, and the long-distance dedications from August 6, 1983, right here on Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 80s.
Due to sports preemptions on Sunday, hear Casey Kasem's American Top 40, the 80s, this week only at 1 p.m. on Monday.
This portion of the Coffee and Program is sponsored by the Call newspaper.
The Call, Woonsocket's daily hometown newspaper since 1892, is still essentially a paper for the people. Our photographs record happenings that make news, and some will have historical significance in years to come, while others are intended to entertain or inform you of current events. They illustrate life's drama, which runs the gamut of humor to tragedy and everywhere in between. We're more than a reporter of daily news. Many readers continue to look to our paper for entertainment and relaxation offered by cartoons, comics, and other lighter features offered daily. In addition, we provide you with dates, times, and places of social event happenings throughout the community. Local sports covered daily by award-winning sports staff writers. If you're not subscribing to your local daily newspaper, you should. Call us today at 767-8522. Home delivery is just a phone call away at 767-8522. We take great pride in our publication and our sincere wish to serve you, our readers, at The Call.
Coffee and on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. This is Joe Callahan here with Romeo Berthium and Charlie Baldelli. We did get a note that's been written in. You can write one in too, coffee@woonsocketradio.com. They just say, Joe, hope you're right. All I know is that the Bruins scored a total of 4 goals in 3 games. That's true, and that's got to change. Nicest feeling of a season yesterday was the Red Sox walk-off win. That was nice. Mitch Moreland's home run in the 9th inning. That was cool. Yeah. The Red Sox are 6-9. Sorry, I got it wrong. I said 6-10.
Oh,
sorry, I was wrong.
This is a day
they
of
are
apologies.
6-9. Weber sent down too many lollipop curveballs. Ryan Weber. That's true.
All right.
Do you think people are really following this?
No. A very small. Your true baseball fans are following it.
Yeah.
Your outskirts baseball fans are not.
Well, I'm on a periphery.
Well, there you go.
I look at Minnesota, 10-4, doing extremely well. Of course, I have to be loyal. It's family, correct?
Well, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And the Rocco's doing well, as usual.
Of course.
They're going to take their division again if there is, if it goes that far.
If it keeps going. You know, and people will check in, especially if the Red Sox make it to whatever playoffs is involved, and then they'll pay attention. But this whole 60-game thing, let me know when it's over. Or let me know when the playoffs start, and we'll pay attention then. But what was funny over the weekend, the Yankees are playing in Philadelphia, and the fans of Philadelphia can be so funny. They're outside. Is it Veterans Stadium they still play at? Is that the name of the Phillies?
Sure. I think it is.
They're outside on the street blowing air horns every time the Yankees come to bat.
Really? At least they're out there, though.
Yes. Yeah, they're not inside the stadium. They're on the street. And so Aaron Boone, he is the manager of the Yankees, goes out to the umpires and it basically says, "Can anything be done about this?" I said, "Aaron, they're outside the stadium.
Right.
What are we gonna do?"
The right to
Public ground.
That's right. So
peacefully assembled.
That's pretty
doing.
That's pretty funny.
And once in a while they blow a horn.
The air horns, just to bother them. Okay.
Wait a minute. You know what the big news in television was? I'm going to tell you.
I don't know.
Tom,
did I miss something?
A local guy from Massachusetts, Tom Bergeron, got fired from Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, he did.
They didn't re-up his contract.
Bergeron.
I know.
God,
Why?
that's a
staple. They wanted to move into a new direction. I saw the reason.
Well,
you know what the new direction is?
In other words, you're fired.
Young.
Yeah.
Tom is he's got to be in his 60s.
Yeah.
And has
What a smooth guy. He's
very good
was
guy.
good.
Did America's Funniest Videos for a while. Moved into Dancing with the Stars.
Where's he from? Some Boston?
Somewhere in Massachusetts.
Somewhere in Mass. I remember
exactly.
Uxbridge?
He has a great one socket name though.
He does.
Bergeron.
Yeah.
Great one socket.
Almost like Berthiaume.
Bergeron.
I think he'll do fine with the money he's made.
Yeah.
I don't think he's worried about his next meal.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. And he'll be scooped up by somebody.
And I thought he did. Didn't he do Hollywood Squares for a little while?
He did, I think, and he did other game shows.
You know what would be good
this one.
if whenever Alex Trebek decides to step down,
he'd be a great.
He would just move perfectly into Jeopardy.
We'd have something in common with Alex because Alex's mother's French Canadian. Tom Bergeron's father's French Canadian.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, there you
Alex
go.
That'd be great for the French Canadian community.
Yeah, right. He's from Canada, Alex Trebek, right?
He is. He's from Ontario. He's from Ottawa, I believe.
So you heard it here first.
All right.
Tom Bergeron's going to be
all right.
Alex Trebek's successor.
I predict it'll be a woman.
No.
We
No. That's what I say, but I could be wrong.
What on America?
Then I'll
what,
have to
on Dancing with the Stars.
The next Jeopardy.
Who's going to be Romeo? You're the expert here,
Yeah.
historian.
Yeah,
Who's
sure.
going to be Joe Biden's running mate? Have you looked at that closely?
That's an excellent question, and you know what? The governor of Michigan, she might emerge as.
Is that Whitmer?
But there's one thing: she's white, so that could be a problem.
Yeah.
And
Who was the senator from Minnesota? I thought she was very impressive.
Oh, Amy Klobuchar.
Yeah, I thought she'd be a great
She put
choice.
herself out of it.
That's right.
She would have been my first choice.
Yeah, she would have been mine too. Although I'm not going to vote for Biden, so
I know.
what difference does it
Doesn't make.
Charlie, it doesn't make a difference
Does it still?
how you vote in Rhode Island because Rhode Island and Joe's home state, mine
No.
now, our resident state, because your home state's Rhode Island too. Massachusetts and Rhode Island, no matter how anybody votes, it's going to go for Biden.
It just
Oh,
is.
yeah, absolutely.
So,
But it's good
our
that
six,
you feel that way.
the 6 electoral votes go to
Even though
him.
you're wrong, you have a right to your
Although I'm
opinion.
wrong.
You have a right to your opinion.
My God, this will be the first time
Today.
in a long time.
Today.
Hey, Charlie, we got a note written in that said the Twins got swept by the Royals this weekend.
Ooh.
Boo.
But they do have some heavy hitters on that team, so
Yeah.
nothing to worry, nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about.
Don't worry about that.
All right, let me ask Romeo this question. Too. We're going to be serious
Put
right
me on
now.
the hot seat here.
When did it become a crime to call someone a name? And I bring it up because it looks like there was this fight in Barrington between neighbors. One guy is white, the other guy is Middle Eastern. They're fighting over property line and things
That
like
happens
that.
a lot.
And so the Middle Eastern guy, who is darker, but the other guy comes out and calls him the N-word, and it's something about but then pushed him. Okay, so that's assault right
That's
there.
all right.
But he's also they're thinking about charging him with a hate crime. So I don't know when it happened. When did it become a crime to call someone a name?
I don't know when it became a crime. I don't think it's a hate crime. I think it was an emotional thing.
Yeah.
He was upset with the guy and probably got so mad that he said, and called him that name. Unfortunately, he
Yeah.
should not have done
The
that.
charge is so far-reaching; it doesn't even make
A
sense.
hate crime would have been if he would have done something like a swastika on his house or something.
No, he
like
didn't
that.
do that.
No, that would have been premeditated. But this was just a passion thing. And I'm not defending him for saying that. He was wrong. You certainly can't unring that bell, as Leo Allard would say. You like that? Once it's said, it's gone. It's like.
But if Charlie and I get into an argument,
I don't know when. I don't know the answer. Yeah.
Let's say
right.
Charlie, as an example, Charlie and I get into an argument. It doesn't get physical, but we're yelling at each other about whatever. And I call him a slur of an Italian.
You call me a wop.
Yes.
You can say it because it's you,
because you're
John.
Italian.
Yeah.
Are you going to call the police and have me arrested for calling you that? Because I called you a name?
Of course not.
Now, Charlie's going to call his contacts and take care of Joe.
Joe, we'll take care of you.
Maybe break a
We'll
leg.
take care of you in another way, Joe.
All right,
Be careful when you start your car.
There you go.
But that seems to be what's happening here in Barrington. I called him a bad name, so he should get.
I think because
we should get him up on hate crime charges.
Because of the times in which
Yeah.
we live, I think everything like that is going to be considered the extreme.
I should have
hate crime.
sued Bob O'Ban for calling me Bald Eagle, right?
That's
You
right.
could have.
In front of all
Poor
those
guy.
cameras and all those people, my God.
Rephrase that. You should have sued B.O.B. Okay.
B-O-B.
I shouldn't say that. I don't know if Bob's still around, but he's a
I
good
don't know.
guy.
The AG is going to look at this thing in Barrington to see if there's a hate crime that's involved. And I'm
I
like,
doubt it
geez,
very
he
much.
just called him a name.
Yeah, what do people
The pushing,
fight over?
that's something
one of
else.
those
But
uppity communities, Barrington.
I don't know.
You know,
I guess it
they're
is.
sensitive to everything.
I guess
careful
he
now.
didn't want the
Some
Middle
people
Eastern
call
people.
it Borington.
I like that. Borington.
Guess
I
he didn't-
shouldn't say that.
He didn't want a Middle Eastern guy moving in next to him, I guess.
Well, that
Don't
I
know what
don't
else
even.
went on.
I really don't think it's that. I don't think it's a racial thing at all. I think it's just a guy who moved in who
You know, when
was
you're
defending
angry,
his property. Yeah,
You don't
exactly.
have to say anything.
And it's too bad. You got to be careful. You know.
All right, let's take another break here on the Coffee and Program. More is coming your way, and this segment of the Coffee and Program is brought to you by the Call newspaper.
The Call, Woonsocket's daily hometown newspaper since 1892, is still essentially a paper for the people. Our photographs record happenings that make news, and some will have historical significance in years to come, while others are intended to entertain or inform you of current events. They illustrate life's drama, which runs the gamut of humor to tragedy and everywhere in between. We're more than a reporter of daily news. Many readers continue to look to our paper for entertainment and relaxation offered by cartoons, comics, and other lighter features offered daily. In addition, we provide you with dates, times, and places of social event happenings throughout the community. Local sports covered daily by award-winning sports staff writers. If you're not subscribing to your local daily newspaper, you should. Call us today at 767-8522. Home delivery is just a phone call away at 767-8522. We take great pride in our publication and our sincere wish to serve you, our readers, at the Call.
Annette at Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center reminds you that during these difficult times of COVID-19, Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center is prepared to help you make all your arrangements online in the safety and comfort of your home. This way, Woonsocket residents stay as safe as possible. Call 401-751-5000, 401-751-5000, and they will walk you through this easy, simple process. 751-5000, or visit their website, providencecremation.com. Baraducci Funeral Home and Cremation Care Center.
My community means everything to me. That's why I joined the Army National Guard. I'm proud of where I'm from, and as a soldier, I get to give back to the people that helped me succeed. The training and leadership skills I get from the Army National Guard help me every day when I teach young people and look out for my community. If you'd like to learn how you too can serve part-time in the community you love, visit NationalGuard.com.
Sponsored by the Rhode Island Army National Guard, aired by the Rhode Island Broadcasters Association and this station.
All right, it is Coffee and here on ON AM and FM. Joe Callahan here, along with Romeo Berthum and Charlie Baldelli. Boy, we had an accident on Block Island that killed a teenager.
You're kidding.
You don't hear that too often.
Oh.
But unfortunately, speed and alcohol
At what time?
was
Must have been
involved.
late at night?
No, it was at 12:30 yesterday afternoon.
Was he driving a moped or a
No,
Do they have cars like
the car struck a pole, but just probably going too fast. They had had too much to drink, and probably didn't navigate the curve as well as they should have, and bang.
Wow.
So the passenger died. He was a 17-year-old boy. The other male, juvenile, was flown to Rhode Island Hospital with serious injuries. So this is a pretty big accident.
The guy was killed.
That took place yesterday.
Well-
State police say the driver is being held on charges including DUI and driving to endanger, resulting in death. So
And how old is this kid?
the one that died was 17. The other one just says another male juvenile, so
the one
probably
that
17.
The one that died was the passenger then.
Yes,
The driver
that probably
survived.
Yes,
He's got to live with that for the rest of his
the
life.
passenger side probably hit the pole.
Wow. Now, did you hear about Simon? What's his name? Colwell? Who's that? You know, the judge on America's Got Talent, or
Simon Cowell.
Cowell. He apparently was riding a motorbike and he fell, broke his back.
Yeah, in several places.
Broke his back in several places. And
Is he paralyzed?
I don't think so.
Wow.
He had 6 hours of surgery, and I guess the new season starts tomorrow night, and it's live. He may not be on the. Obviously, probably won't be there.
Live from his hospital room.
But I guess the national news highlighted it to prove that those bikes are very dangerous. Because people tend to move with those as opposed to
you don't have to pedal.
even mopeds. Mopeds are dangerous. I had one once, and I got rid of it when my kids were about 13, 14, they wanted to use it, and I said, you know what? No way. I got rid of it. They were very upset. They still don't talk to me about that. No, they don't. They're fine. But I mean, you know, sometimes you have to make decisions. I was always afraid of motorcycles, mopeds, and bikes, not so much. But I think it's bad enough that you always put your life in danger on four wheels. But what about two? You know, that's my opinion, of course. I know the motorcyclists out there, especially in Sturgis, are going to, no, what are you talking about? But
I went through all of that when
with your kids.
My legislation raised the drinking age from 18 to 21. First state in New England. And I remember getting a letter from a big shot of AAA.
Oh, yeah.
And he said, because of your legislation, you know how many teenage lives you have saved?
Absolutely.
And has anyone thanked you?
Yeah.
Oh, real? Okay.
All the
Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
All right.
All the kids who were opposed to you, when you used to come and speak in my classes, they were 16, 17. They were, are you kidding? Come on, that's not fair. Later, after they turned 21, they all said, he was right.
You're right.
He was right.
I was on a roll. I passed the drinking age from age of majority from 18 to 21.
Yep.
And then I passed a bill banning happy hours in Rhode Island.
Oh.
Yeah, you're just a no fun guy.
Killjoy. You're a killjoy, Charlie.
I was a killjoy.
Over the weekend, a man from Bellingham drowned in Maine. I think he was kayaking or something, and he flipped over and he died. He drowned in the river.
Scary. I don't want to get on a canoe if you tip over and
you know,
underwater.
At least I have a family member that kayaks, and I said, I've never been, and I said, how do you get in and out of this thing?
I know
without flipping over.
Yeah.
And he said, well, it's a challenge,
I guess.
and you got to practice. But if you're standing on the side of it, you put your you take your right leg, and you put it in the canoe in the kayak, and then you kind of slide it down, and then you sit down in the canoe while your left leg is still on the ground, still on the land.
What?
And then you bring your leg in, and then you're in. I said, how do you get out? He goes, well, you reverse it, and you got to be near the land, and you got to. Sometimes you don't, and he goes, and you got to pull. You got to be in some decent shape. You got to pull your left leg out and stick it outside on the ground, and then try to stand up all at once without tipping it. It takes some practice.
Good to wear a life preserver when you're in there.
Oh, yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Some people don't.
Well, no.
Some people don't wear helmets when they drive a motorcycle.
So we'll talk about this accident on Block Island. You can talk about mopeds not being good. I've only been to Block Island maybe 5 times, but
that's a lot.
That's more than what I've been.
Okay,
that's a lot.
I went once.
Probably twice.
I went once in graduation. It was after graduating high school. Some friends and I said, "Let's go to Block Island," and so we did. And one of the big things to do, or big economy pushes on Block Island, is the renting of mopeds, and that's still a big thing.
Yeah, it is.
And so we rented mopeds, and we started, now we're buzzing around the island. And I don't know, somehow we were coming around a corner, and a taxi cab was coming around the other corner, and one of our friends slid and dumped his motorcycle, but didn't get hit by the cab. And he wasn't hurt. But the cab driver freaked out.
Yeah. Well,
and she called the police.
Really?
So the police showed up. And he's looking at us, so it's 4 teenage boys against one 60-year-old driver. She's right, but she's like, well, who's hurt? And one of my friends said, well, it was me that fell, but I'm not hurt. And they said, well, did you get hit by the cab? He's like, no. And then he's all confused. He goes, well, then why was I called?
Right.
And it said, we didn't call you. She called you.
Ask her.
And so he walked over to her and said, well, why'd you call me? And she said, well, I almost hit him. Well, almost isn't anything.
Yeah. Right.
So the only thing he did then, he came back over to us, said, well, all right, she's fine. Take it easy. Try not to get hit.
Yeah.
But then he looked at me and he goes, and he looked behind me. He goes, is there any beer in that cooler? And I said, no. And he goes, no. He goes, do you mind if I look in it? No, go ahead. He opened it up. It's a bunch of Cokes and a sandwich. There was no beer. And he's like, and he looked at it and he goes, okay. And we were on our way. So,
what do you think he would have done at the time?
At the time, so this would have been 1984.
Was it?
You're dating yourself, Joe.
I know. He probably would have. Well, one, he would have confiscated it.
Yeah.
2, I don't know. I think that's all he would have done at the time. He'll just, you can't have this, and be on our way.
Unless it wasn't his kind.
Yes,
I don't like that kind of guy.
I don't drink that.
I don't open that until you get home.
So would I've gotten a ticket or anything like that? Probably not. Unless one was open.
Yeah.
And but I didn't even have an open soda going. I was I was a very good driver.
You were a teetotaler?
Well, I was just,
as a kid.
I was underage, and
that made a difference. You were underage.
You followed the law, John.
I followed the law.
Right.
I didn't.
There you go.
Not if I was going to be driving around on an island, and I didn't want to dump the beer, if I had any. So, and I didn't. That's a true story.
Okay.
Where we almost got hit by a cab, and the cops were called.
Luckily,
and he was all disgruntled. Why was I called? We don't know.
Probably the only cop on the island, right?
No, they got at least 3 or 4.
Back then, they probably had more than that now, possibly.
He was probably bummed out that he had to leave the beach and go. What do you? I got to go inland and find these 4 kids. Oh, jeez, what's going on? But this was pretty bad. The
They
accident.
didn't have cell phones in those days. How did she get a hold of the cop?
She
Radio?
was a cab. She had a CB.
So she called
in a
her
car.
dispatcher.
Call the cops. I'm on this road. Have them send a trooper out because I almost hit somebody.
Oh.
And we're like, okay.
Yeah.
So they did that. They did their duty, and they came out. So
So
they had another protest in front of the governor's house last night.
In Rhode Island?
Another one.
About what?
They want to defund the police, and they keep using that word defund. You know what they're really saying? The real word is abolish. But if you say that, that's too harsh.
Why would they want to do that?
Oh, well, the police are bad, Romeo.
Come on.
God, imagine
who do you
the
call?
Police department.
You call a social worker.
Are they crazy?
No, they don't want to deal. They don't want to deal with the police anymore.
Look at the crowd that's demonstrating. They are crazy.
You know what I've noticed? I don't know if you have noticed it. If you've noticed it, Joe, you travel. You commute every day from your town. Is it Mansfield?
Yes.
Drivers are a little bit crazier these days, and I don't think they care because I'm generalizing now.
Yeah.
Because they figure the cops aren't going to stop me because right now everybody hates cops, so they're going to have a case to really.
I'm
stop
going to have to disagree.
Okay.
Because are people crazier? Well, maybe, but I still see, and I know exactly where they're going to be on Route 495.
Okay.
I see state troopers in the median watching traffic going by.
Yeah, but are they stopping anybody?
Well, no one's speeding. I don't know if they're looking for speeders.
Really?
And I'm
no
right.
one's speeding.
I don't know if they're speeding or weaving in and out.
Oh,
but,
my God.
They're there right away if there's an accident. But I'm right on the route to the Cape.
Well, 495 is a busy road.
Yeah.
146 is too. And this morning I'm driving at, as soon as you, in Massachusetts, going back to Mass, the speed limit goes from 55 to 65. And you're doing 70, let's say, a little over the limit, and they're passing you at 80, 90 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen cops in a long time on 146. However, I'm not advocating that they should.
I was reading about crime in New York City since the defund, abolish the police. So they're saying, you know what?
Is it going up?
Let it go. Yeah. Crime keeps increasing, murder keeps. Look at Chicago, for crying out loud, the south side of Chicago.
Terrible.
Well,
blacks are shooting blacks in record numbers.
Look at all the criminals they let out in New York City. Let them out of the prisons because of coronavirus.
I read.
So they came out and they're going to do what they're going to do.
Getting back to traffic, I read an article that maybe that what they should do is take the cops off of traffic duty and do it all electronically. If you're going over the speed limit, let's say, give them a leeway of 10 miles an hour. You get a ticket in the mail. I know that'll be controversial because it's Big Brother watching you, but it would prevent a lot of the confrontations with police are on the road.
Yeah.
And that would stop that. But on the other hand, they still have to be out there in case of.
Well, sometimes radar, your speed is checked by helicopters.
Yeah, and again, it's controversial because, like in Europe, I know that I remember once I was in Paris, and we took a cab from the airport to the hotel, and the cab driver was telling us when he found out we spoke French, he started talking, and he's saying that these electronic tickets that they're sending us are very dangerous. He was very upset with it because he says, you go 1 mile over the limit, they give you a ticket.
Well, it's a computer,
and you can't fight it. And he was really upset with it. So there would be a lot of controversy, and that was a long time ago. But that was now the technology's improved a little bit. I don't know how you feel about that, but I know how cops feel. I don't think cops really like doing traffic duty.
Friend of mine, Carl, and I were on the Autobahn.
Oh, I know Carl.
In Germany?
And
how fast were you going?
In Italy, it's
There's
the
no speed limit.
autostrada.
Okay.
But in Germany, it's the autobahn.
No
and
speed limit there, right?
There isn't any.
No speed limit.
Oh,
So what'd you do?
God, we had rented a new Mercedes.
Were you going 80,
and
90,
he was
100?
going. He had us flipped to the floor, and we were getting passed by Maseratis.
Yeah. No, it's true. Isn't there a state that doesn't have a speed limit? Montana?
I know, but in Montana,
I'm not sure.
There's none in Montana. Even parts of New Mexico.
That's kind of ridiculous, though. I think they should have a speed limit everywhere.
Okay,
But there's nobody in
95.
Montana. I don't even know how.
What if you have a blowout? You're doing 100 miles an hour.
You're in trouble.
You're going to flip over and die.
Wear a helmet.
Die? I don't want to die.
I know you don't. It's obvious. You're still here.
I got 87 more years. I got 87 more years to go.
There you go.
All right, we're coming up to the end of the program. So, any last-minute thoughts, Charlie?
No, stay cool.
Stay
it's
cool.
Be hot out
That's a
there.
good
Don't
one.
overwork yourself.
Hot today,
out
tomorrow.
there.
Yep.
Yeah, stay cool.
It's a hot summer. We're going into our third heat wave of the season right now. Today.
Romeo, any last-minute thoughts?
I have to agree with Charlie. Stay cool. It was nice talking to Rainey again.
Yeah.
It's always interesting to talk to him. He's a witty guy.
I have some interesting stories about Rainey.
Oh, we have so many. He would be a good guest, though. If he was willing to come down or even.
Yeah, but he's in north central Worcester County. He doesn't want to say where he is. So
I know where he is. I won't say it on here.
All right, this is Joe Callahan.
He's a refugee from Woonsocket, like
That's it.
Romeo Bridgio.
I know.
All right, have a great day, everyone's coming up next. We'll
came a long way from Hayes Street.
Oh my God, I did from Hayes Street to Park Avenue. Hey,
there you go.
All right, Romeo, thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
Charlie, thanks for coming in today. Appreciate
pleasure.
it. Stay tuned for At the Library with Leslie Page, and then Food First with Karen Zangari. And don't forget the American Top 40, the 80s with Casey Kasem this afternoon at 1 o'clock on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON, Woonsocket Radio, ON, AM, and FM. And now, the news. Infectious disease expert Dr. Anthony Fauci spoke about the potential effectiveness of a coronavirus vaccine during a webinar hosted by Brown University on Friday. He said the vaccine could possibly wind up only being effective half the time, and that the chances of it being almost 100% effective are somewhat low right now. Fauci said he'll be aiming for the 1-2 punch of a vaccine and a good public health measure program to either bring the virus under very good control or to get it completely eliminated. The number of coronavirus cases in Massachusetts increased by 286 yesterday. The total number of positive tests for the virus in the state is currently over 112,000. The state's death count from coronavirus increased by 14 yesterday and currently stands at over 8,500. The three-day average of COVID-19 hospitalizations was 384 on Saturday, down slightly from Friday.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. Experts are questioning